Hello everybody, my name is RagingRaptor and I welcome you to a tank review. Today we'll have a look at the Kanonenjagdpanzer, which is basically the newest tier 8 tank destroyer being added to the game. And first, before we go right into the gameplay, we will also have a little bit of stats discussion. We have 1200 hit points and a weight of 26 tons, which basically means if anybody rams you, you get a ridiculous amount of damage. With your engine power of 500 horsepower, you have roughly a power to weight ratio of 25 horsepower per ton, which is amazing. You will also see that you can do quite some cool stuff while moving. As you can see, we'll also use it later, the mobility of this tank, which is really outstanding. But still, it goes up to 65 on flat surfaces, but doesn't reach the 70 kilometers, to be honest, which are the normal stats. The traverse speed is 36 degrees per second, which is really fast, and we have literally no armor, so as soon as anybody wants to shoot at you, he will penetrate. That's for that. The gun is basically the RU-251 gun. Well, not really much of an, how should I say, cool ass idea, because the Kanonenjagdpanzer basically is a tank which is based on the RU. Just Wargame made some fantasy bullets, so it has 212 millimeters of penetration instead of 180, but the heat shells stay with 250 millimeters heat. As you can see, the reload time is actually fast, but the damage is not high. We have 240 mid damage, 320 with HE. We also have 102 millimeters penetration with HE. But as you can see, as soon as it comes to longer distances, you are The accuracy is 0.32, and the fuel range is 320 meters. I have, with binoculars and my JagdPanzer 100 crew, which you probably know is quite good, we have 476 meters of fuel range. And now we are already in the gameplay. We did several shots, and as you can see, not a big plus of the tank is probably the accuracy. Something which is actually quite good is the gun depression, which I couldn't really show you right now, but I really dislike several things about the gun. First of all, it's not historical. Second of all, it would be a much better tier 7 gun. This is also one of my criteria points, you will see. As I said, the accuracy is not really cool. As you can see, right now I try to aim for the lower plate or the tracks to penetrate, but yeah. Another shot for the lower plate and miss. So basically we did 2 real shots for the lower plate, and then when it would count, the target is already dead. Then a second bad point in my opinion for a tank destroyer, when you need to face heavy tanks and stuff like this, you literally don't have any penetration. 212 is not enough. The M56 Scorpion has more on tier 7. That's why it's sometimes better to just go for low tier targets. It sounds stupid, and yes, you get with this tank in tier 10 battles. And yes, you are so fucked as you can think of. Also, a big problem is the DPM is not actually that good. You really need to play from this sniping state. That's why I took some special position, but you will see later that the penetration is not really good, and this is also a big criteria which I think is bad about that tank. But yeah, as you can see, I try now to just keep on moving, try to get some flanks onto the enemies and do as much damage as possible, using the really good speed of that tank, which is a big plus. And as you can see, we are getting spotted. Yes, this is also which I want to point out. This tank is nowhere as good camouflaged as the almighty E25. And this should be basically an E25 replica, or not replica, what should I say, replacement. Yes, that's the word which I was looking for. As you can see, sometimes, yeah, the gun works. Also, your low profile makes it hard for enemies to hit you. But the DPM is not really good for what you should expect. Still, nevertheless, the speed of the tank is really the big plus, but in the end, you can't really make a tank only from speed, in my opinion. We are now at 1500 damage. As you can see, again we were spotted. Well, now it was the Firefly, which was basically our fault. This T-28 prototype is really annoying when it comes to his sniping skills. And as you can see, don't ever try to shoot while you are not fully aimed. Your gun dispersion is horrible on that tank. I don't know what is wrong with this tank's gun, but it's amazingly inaccurate when it's not fully aimed. And yes, you heard that right. I bounced on a tier 5 German medium tank with a tier 8 tank destroyer. Well, yeah, this is the Kanonenjagdpanzer. And as you can see, it took me quite a while to get to this 2300 damage. At least we have 3 kills and try to carry the game. But you will see later why I don't really can recommend this tank. You will see it quite soon in my opinion, and I really also think it's about this. As I said, one big problem is the gun's penetration. Another big problem is somehow the camouflage value. Camouflage is quite poor. Sure, when you are behind a bush and you have this 15 centimeters distance, it's really cool to play with this tank. But when you're not and need to spot for yourself like a passive scout, first of all, you don't really have that good camouflage as the RU. And second, you will get spotted as soon as you try to shoot at anybody. You will also see later that an IS-3 with a stock turret has a better view range than you have, which somehow pisses me off. That's why you need to try unique tactics, like going so far to the right that out of the enemy's view range, but it will not be of any use. As you can see, it's a Russian TD, and I just tried to see it's roughly 300 meters, and I'm instantly spotted by the T-28 prototype. Because they all have more view range than I do. At least I didn't got that much damage by him. Still, he's a pain in the arse, and I don't know how much accuracy he had. Also, I right now try to knock over this tree, so we have the ability to shoot at a T-28 prototype from a cover. Also, as you can see, was right pointing at us, and now the good part comes. That the enemies have better camouflage than you. I drive forward, I have 476 meters of view range, which basically means 445 plus the additional 30, do I have this right now? 31 meters of camouflage braking, but still, nope, can't spot a T-28 prototype, which is huge as a house. And I'm just like Herpeter, I will get spotted by everything. I changed to heat. As you can see, we even bounce. They say we have hit them hard, which basically means we hit the track, but yeah. Right now we are spamming some heat, and I tried to get in a better position, but it's too risky. You will get spotted because you don't have any camouflage left. And now there's an IS-3, which is stock, with even the stock gun. And what is annoying about this? I'm going to load AP again because, yeah, Herpeter IS-3s have so much side armor, which is covered by spaced armor. Well, 330 meters view range, just keep this in mind. Well, it looked like he showed us the back of his turret. But never mind, we bounced it. Neat. Well, at least we can try to get him some help. Nope! Accuracy fucks us. Now he's actually showing us somehow his side. Turret roof? No. Is he driving down? Now we finally can penetrate with heat. And now, this was already an annoying part. We don't really have a good DPM. We don't really have good penetration. No, we don't even have good camouflage because a freaking IS-3 with 330 meters of view range can spot me while I can't. That's actually amazing. See? I'm spotted. I was even behind a bush. And he gets spotted now. I don't know how, but it's horse shit in my opinion. But yeah, if we would count this countless bounces on the IS-3 as penetrations, we would have won this easily, trust me. But no, the problem is, he is actually too fast. We are seriously also fast when it goes downhill. We are at 70 kilometers per hour. We also have a whining T-29, which is basically did 3 times less damage than we did, and is calling us a motherfucker, blah 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 blah. But yeah, my last idea was to kinda save the game, is to wait for the IS-3 probably before getting into the cap, and probably get some shots on him. Unfortunate, some stupid ass artillery, which is also Yeah, I'm an idiot, guys. Please keep this in mind. Shout out to Pepple Pew 1982. I am an idiot. But better again, missed shot. I really do like this. And make another shot, turn around, because there's a freaking M12 coming. We get a good penetration with HE, but unfortunate, a T-28 prototype, which is the probably best sniper in the game, finishes us off. But yeah, that was the gameplay. Now you're probably wondering, what did we get? Well, we get I don't really know. Ace tanker. It was at least now the first ace tanker I got on this tank. Roughly 3000 experience, 3600 damage, 887 spotting damage. We hit 29 shots out of 34. We did 73,000. We got 73,000 credits, and we really did some nice. What should I say? Heat shells. So we needed to pay for that. But yeah, we did 3,600 damage, which is more than a T-25. Well, we did the most on our team. And to point out, roughly 3 times as much as the T-29. So mate, go fuck yourself. The T-34 did more. I don't know why it did so much. The T-28 prototype was really ridiculous good in sniping, I guess. And as you can see, we did 34 shots, 29 hit and 60 penetrate. And there's my problem. Roughly half of our shots didn't penetrate. This is my major problem. Either I'm a stupid ass noob, which don't really know how to aim, don't know proper positioning, is an idiot and should run to his mother after Pepple People Pew, I don't know how his name is, it's anyway retarded. We at least damaged 12 vehicles. I'm just saying that this tank is hard to master. I say that I kinda know how to use tanks. I kinda say that I played enough battles in this tank. Well, I even tried to get it work in team battles. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. I tried it in skirmishes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not work. And in the end, I think when they want to, what should I say, replace the E25, then give us at least a tier 7 vehicle. Because I think if they would give it the real penetration, which is our 180 millimeters, and push it down to tier 7, probably upgrade the reload time so it's a little bit longer, so our whooping duping DPM of the Century will not overwhelm the enemies, because our camouflage is shit anyway. Make it something like the one of the Scorpion, and we could actually have a decent, quite funny tank, which could be a good replacement for the E25. And as you can see, just to point out, 25 normal games in this tank. And let's see, we didn't... No, excuse me, I want to say not the global map, I wanted to say the skirmishes. We did also 8 games in skirmishes. So yeah, I tried to get it work in every kind of situation, but it didn't somehow. And I don't really think that it's worth the price. If they would make the thing I suggested with tier 7, I would say I will go all over it again and say, maybe we can do something with this tank. But right now, I think it's an overpriced tank, which is probably a waste of money, because it is super hard to master. It has tier 10 matchmaking, which can fuck up your ass so hard. You don't really have a good DPM, your penetration is bullshit, your accuracy is on paper quite good, but in the end it's meh. You could be faster, and your camouflage is horrible. And this with a 121% crew. But yeah, what do you think of this tank? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you even have it? Are you happy that I did a review of this tank and even showed you some rage, as you can see, or not see, say here probably. But yeah, write it in the comments. I'm honestly now over with this tank. Also the big problem is there are tanks which I like to play, like that Panther 88. Many people say it's not really good, but I think it's fun to play and I like to play it. I also have now the first mark of excellence on it. On the Kanonenjagdpanzer, it's just like, I can play the E25 and it's much more fun. I could play the Jag Tiger and have much more armor. I can play the Jagdpanzer E100 and can have a lot of fun, because blowing up people is ridiculous fun. And this tank is just like, eh. But yeah, thanks for watching again. More videos incoming. And as always, good luck on the battlefield.